Tonight on To The Point.
I'm excited to showcase Sutter Health Park to baseball fans across the globe.
The Athletics will call West Sacramento home for the next 3 seasons. Could this open the door to having our own MLB team? Plus new details nearing a trial following the K Street shootout.
The dude stopped me and was like, "What you looking at?"
And later in the show, the ABC 10 weather team investigates the future of California's water. Tonight, how recycled wastewater is helping fight our water crisis. But first tonight, breaking news. State Democratic leaders say that they have come to an agreement with the governor's office, and the deal will reduce the state's budget deficit by $17.3 billion. So what's on the chopping block? $3.6 billion and mainly one-time funding for some schools and welfare and climate programs. Now, this leaves out previously proposed $1.2 billion in cuts to housing and homeless programs, and the plan also delays about $5.2 billion for public transit and preschool facilities. And it also allows the governor to freeze some other funding. Lawmakers are expected to vote on the new budget plan next week. Thank you so much for joining us on To The Point. I'm Alex Bell, and we already know it's a big news day for West Sacramento as the A's have decided to make it their temporary home. We'll have that story in just a moment, but first, I want to get to the weather because we're seeing some very wet, snowy conditions, and we have an update for you. Westbound I-80 is back open after a crash near Blue Canyon. Take a look at this. Multiple cars and big rigs were involved. CHP says thankfully no one was hurt, but just remember those chain controls are in effect. So if you're heading out there, make sure that you are aware. I want to go ahead and get over to meteorologist Carly Gomez with the latest. How are we looking?
A lot of showers, thunderstorms making their way across Northern California right now, and you can actually see some areas where we're getting some pretty big updrafts, and we've been seeing some hail across areas of Elk Grove. Now this big portion here of that cell will begin shifting its way toward the northeast. Now areas of Rancho Murrieta, Rancho Cordova, all the way up toward Rio Linda, Citrus Heights, and Roseville, expecting to get some downpours in the next half hour to an hour. We are looking at a lot of that moving its way into the foothills and now creating more snow at even lower elevations, around even 1,000 feet. And we're looking at very cold system moving through, and that's what's helping to drop those snow elevations all the way down to even Placerville and areas of Shingle Springs. Even got some snow, maybe not sticking, but seeing some of that snowfall. Winter weather advisory is in effect until 11 p.m. on Friday, and we will see as much as 2 to 6 inches left. We'll talk more about what to expect for the weekend ahead.
All right, Carly, thank you. And like she just mentioned, we've been seeing some snow at lower levels today. Chief Meteorologist Monica Woods was in the thick of the snow just hours ago and joins us tonight with more on those conditions.
I'm up at Soda Springs, where you can see behind me there's still feet of snow on the ground, with more coming down right now. Snow starting at about 3,000 feet, but really starting to come down at 4,000 feet. That's about Gold Run or so. Now this is cold spring storm really coming as the bonus round. The latest snow survey showed we were at 100% of average for snow water equivalent. So that's to say, if you were to take all this snow, melt it down, how much water would we be able to pull from it to fill our reservoirs? That coming as we headed into last year with 200+% of average. All of this is really good news for the dry summer months, which are just around the corner.
All right, our Chief Meteorologist, Monica Woods. And I do want to mention, Carly will be back in less than 10 minutes with your full forecast, so make sure you don't miss it. And you can also download the free ABC 10 app to stay up to date with all the latest weather information, including the current radar and alerts for our area. All right, well, it's official. The Athletics made the West Sacramento their temporary home for a few more years before moving to Las Vegas, and the team will be playing at Sutter Health Park for the next 3 seasons, starting in 2025. Their lease at the Oakland Coliseum expires after the 2024 season.
We're excited to be here for the next 3 years, playing in this beautiful ballpark, but also being able to watch some of the greatest players in baseball, whether they be athletics players or Aaron Judge and others, launch home runs out of this very intimate, the most intimate ballpark in all of Major League Baseball for the next 3 years.
And the A's still plan to move to a future stadium on the Las Vegas Strip. West Sacramento's Sutter Health Park is already home to the River Cats, the Giants' AAA affiliate. All right, now all of this excitement, it really has us asking, is it possible for us to have a Major League Baseball team here permanently? So our Jeannie Nguyen has been looking into that all day today. Jeannie, what have we got?
Well, Alex, today's announcement has a lot of people looking forward to the future. The A's coming to Sacramento is basically a trial period for our area, and experts suggest that if we want an MLB team here permanently, we have to show them we're serious.
I want a permanent team here.
It's been 24 years since the minor league team Sacramento Rivercats made the capital city their home. But with Thursday's announcement of the Oakland A's spending the next few seasons playing at Sutter Health Park, it's got Sacramento officials hoping for more.
In 2028, there'll be more teams to compete for, and we want to be a permanent Major League Baseball franchise. And as long as the A's get the support they deserve, we might have a guy on the inside over there putting in a good word for the Sacramento community.
For 3 decades, Marcos Breton has covered sports in Northern California. The Sacramento Bee opinion writer says even with this exciting announcement, Sacramento still needs to physically prove itself and show up to A's games.
Sacramento being able to host a major league team for 3 years will be an invaluable audition if Sacramento could provide a contrast to that of a vibrant stadium with people hanging on every pitch and being super enthusiastic. That's where it starts.
Right now, Sutter Health Park can seat around 14,000 people, much smaller than a standard MLB stadium. But officials say there are ideas on how to expand.
What are we going to do with that grassy knoll? We can do something really cool. We're envisioning like a Duke basketball.
Breton believes more could be done to Sutter Health Park to make it fit MLB standards, recalling when it was first built in 2000 and used to be called Rayleigh Field.
There was always the possibility of adding a second deck.
While the future is still unclear, all we can do now is hope.
We've proven we've got more to offer a second Major League sports town than any town in America. And if I'm Major League Baseball or Major League Soccer, I'm putting a franchise here as soon as possible.
All right, Barry Broom there sounding very hopeful of a major league team here in Sacramento. But I got to be honest, as of recently, we've had some issues, getting a major league soccer team here.
Well, Alex, in 2019, the MLS commissioner did award the city with a franchise for the team, and the Sacramento Republic at the time was celebrating. But a major investor later backed out because of issues with the pandemic. And, right now there are still plans to build a new soccer stadium in the rail yards in downtown.
All right, Jeannie, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And for now, we just have to be patient and enjoy them while they're here, right? All right, and you can read more about the future of the A's in Sacramento and the impact this will have on our area right now on our website at abc10.com. In other news, the preliminary hearing in the K Street shooting continued today. If you remember, 6 people died and 12 others were hurt. In court today, Oshie White was called to the stand and he was shot twice. In a body cam recording of a hospital interview, White told a lead detective about a confrontation outside on 10th and K before those shots were fired. Now, in the interview, White says a man with a gun and a backwoods sweatshirt started questioning him. White identified him as suspect Smiley Martin, but he said in court he didn't remember.
Does it matter what question I ask about this evening? Are you going to answer every question with, I don't recall?
Honestly, sir, I've been through so much in the last 2 years, from being homeless, from being on the streets with this with this pole in my leg and this bullet in my spine. I completely try to dismiss everything that has happened from the last 3 to 4 years.
Is expected to return to the stand on Monday morning. The 3 suspects, Mtula Payton, Smiley Martin, and DeAndre Martin, face murder charges in connection with the shooting that Sacramento police say was gang-related. All right, still ahead onto the point. The ABC 10 weather team investigates the future of California's water and how Californians could soon be drinking recycled wastewater. Yeah, you heard that right.
And we are tracking that very cold, low-pressure system making its way across California, moving to the south and bringing in very low elevation snowfall. How much more rain and snow remains in the forecast?
All right, some breaking news. An estimated 4.8 earthquake in Plumas County just felt it shaking in Sacramento. So we will get you updates as soon as we get them into our newsroom. Of course, I want to get over to meteorologist Carly Gomez to give you the latest information.
Right. We got those two earthquakes within 30 seconds of each other, and that happened at 6:34. Now it's in a very rural area of Plumas County, further north in Northern California here, but just wanted to let you know of that information in case you felt something. If you do, you can go to USGS Maps there, go to the Did You Feel It, and record what you felt. So kind of gives them some information on how many people might have felt it. But taking a look at our satellite radar, we have a very active scene out there. You can see a lot happening, from showers and thunderstorms just south of Redding all the way down toward Elk Grove and Stockton. We're now starting to see those systems moving inward toward the foothills and turning to snow pretty quickly above 1,000 feet in elevation. Now, the precipitation so far has been about 1/3 of an inch, 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch in the valley. We will expect to see a lot more of that through tonight. As you can see here, just south of Sacramento, we have a pretty big cell pushing through, and a lot of downpours making its way toward the foothills and into areas of Rancho Cordova, Rancho Murrieta in about the next 20 minutes. Now, as we get a bigger look there, you can see that low pressure system is just into central California. It'll make its way into Southern California and just offshore. High pressure system in place. Now it's going to gradually turn all of our wet weather to sunshine as we move into next week, but also increase those temperatures. But in the meantime, the winter weather advisory remains in effect until 11 p.m. on Friday, dropping snow levels pretty low into the early morning hours, again down to about even as low as 1,000 feet. We've seen areas around 1,200 feet already, with accumulations around 2 to 6 inches possible. Now, as we take a look into our early morning hours Friday, 7:30 a.m., one more kind of push of showers here from Yuba City down to Modesto, and then more of the snow showers. That kind of exits the region as we get to 1 p.m. A few little sprinkles and mostly cloudy skies, and we clear out as we move towards Saturday. Maybe another shower chance into your Sunday, about 1/10 to maybe a 1/2 inch of rain left. But that 10-day forecast will bring our temperatures up into the mid-70s and then low 80s by next week.
Next on To The Point, the ABC 10 weather team investigates the future of California's water. Tonight, we dive deeper into recycled water and why Californians could soon be drinking recycled wastewater. It's a process often called toilet to tap. All this week, we've been bringing you the ABC 10 weather team's newest investigation called The Future of California's Water. And along with more restrictions on usage, finding new resources of water is becoming a challenge. So tonight in part 4 of this series, meteorologist Carly Gomez and the team shows us how your flush toilet water may soon be coming to your faucet.
Tens of millions of people rely on California's water. Water that's also helped to feed the world.
But the truth is, we are all one pie chart. I mean, we all have to utilize each other.
The rights for using California's water are complicated.
They used rubber cement, and over years, the labels have fallen off.
Tracking who gets what is antiquated.
The system has not been kept up to the complexities that we face in this kind of modern era.
As our climate changes, what can California do about its water?
We do not get to dip a straw in the ocean and just suck out what we want.
And what's already being done.
Water is life, right? We all need it every day. You need to keep the taps flowing no matter what.
This is the future of California's water in ABC 10 Weather Investigation. From flush to your faucet, drinking recycled wastewater could be an answer to California's water crisis.
I hope that they kind of pasteurize it and filter it a lot.
I mean, it's a little tough to think about.
The idea may disgust most people, but environmental protection advocates and water engineers say it's something we all need to get over.
The misconception is that somehow it's tainted and that the environment somehow cleans water. Actually, when we put water into the environment, we have to re-clean it when we take it back out because of the potential for contamination.
As our climate changes, extreme heat and droughts have become more common than floods in California. Since the year 2000, there have been at least 14 years of severe to exceptional drought conditions in the Golden State. Rupam Soni with the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California says we all need to adapt and recycle the water we already have.
We really want to make sure we're planning for a climate resilient future, one where we don't have to exclusively depend on weather.
It's why she's helping test direct potable reuse water, or recycled water, that will eventually flow from flush to treatment facilities straight to your tap.
This is cleaned water from the LA County Sanitation District's AK Warren facility. So you can see when you look at it, like, it looks clean, but there's definitely an opportunity to clean it more.
We toured the Pure Water Southern California Innovation Center. The testing done here will help the Los Angeles Metropolitan Water District become the first in the world to recycle wastewater for home use. The water goes through a 3-step cleaning process. The first step is to push the water through a membrane bioreactor.
The water comes in. Inside these tanks are just billions and billions of microorganisms. What the microorganisms do is they feed on the remaining waste.
Water then moves through membrane tanks, where thousands of fibers filter out microorganisms down to as small as 1/100th of a grain of sand.
And we push that water in through these different membrane layers. We apply a really high pressure, about 180 pounds per square inch. It's like the equivalent of carrying an elephant on the palm of your hand. So that much pressure, and it really squeezes that water through. Our third and final step is right here, ultraviolet light and advanced oxidation. UV light is a great disinfectant. If there happen to be any viruses or bacteria remaining in the water, the UV light would destroy that.
An oxidant like sodium hypochlorite, commonly known as bleach, or a hydrogen peroxide is then added. Darren Polimus with the State Water Control Board says as the technology develops, the water is almost becoming too clean.
Have you tried it yourself?
I have drinking.
What does it taste like?
It tastes exactly like the water you would expect to taste coming out of your tap now. There is no difference. They eliminate so much, they have to put minerals back into the water to make it drinkable.
Southern Californians could be regularly drinking this water as soon as 2032. The state has always been adapting to a water crisis. The first major drought on record in California, the 7-year drought from 1928 to 1934, caused the state to start building major reservoir operations and water projects. Over time, more water has been pumped out of the ground to help meet the demands of a growing population and need for food.
As Southern California adapts to an ever-changing water crisis, efforts are underway in the Sacramento and San Joaquin valleys to recycle and replenish underground water for crops that feed millions of Californians.
We need to build additional infrastructure to send our water to those properties south of Elk Grove. That includes a pump station, a number of pipeline projects that will be constructed kind of concurrently, and then improvements on the growers' property themselves to help control delivery of the water to their properties.
Mike Crooks with the Sacramento Area Sewer District says this project, the Harvest Water Project, first stemmed from new state regulations to keep area waterways and the Delta clean.
They gave us an updated permit that contained much more stringent requirements for ammonia and nitrogen removal.
They use what's called indirect potable reused water. It's the most common type of recycled water. It's cleaned, stored underground first, and heads out before use.
Recycled water has been around for 3-4 decades easily in a very extended use. It's grown over the years. It started as just using it for irrigation.
For the Sacramento Area Sewer District, they can share this cleaner water with the farming community.
Our approach is basically to send our water to them for them to use to irrigate their crops instead of pumping groundwater.
We may not be able to slow the rate of climate change, but lawmakers, engineers, and environmental advocates say we can change how we adapt.
We spend a lot of time and energy and money moving water to our cities, both San Francisco, LA, all the big cities import water. That water gets taken there now, used once, and then disposed of. Why not use it again?
Water is life, right? We all need it every day, day in and day out. It's something we can't run out of. And so we need to keep the taps flowing no matter what.
All right, and Carly's joins us right now. Now, I gotta say, there are a lot of people who are against this just because of where the water comes from.
Yeah.
But what would you say to those people who are, kind of questioning recycled wastewater and the safety?
Right. And when I first started the story, I thought the same thing. I said, I don't know how many people are going to be on board with drinking that kind of water, but it's not just the toilets. It's sewage water. It's runoff water from all the storms we've had that go into the ocean. And when you get that water, you think of the wildlife out there. You think of animals defecating into the rivers, the creeks, the streams. That makes its way downstream all the way into our own rivers. And, it's a natural process of cleaning. But this is at least much more cleaner in the sense that we actually get it out of nature And we're actually starting to put it through all of these different processes, membrane process, UV filter, all of that. So it's a little cleaner.
Yes, than what people might think, yes. Right. All right, now if you missed parts 1 through 3, don't forget that you can go to abc10.com to watch our full weather investigation called The Future of California's Water. It's on our website right now if you want to check it out. And we'll be right back after this short break. All right, we have breaking news just into the newsroom. This is a live look near Traction Avenue and Colfax Street. Sacramento officers are currently on scene of a stabbing. No word yet on exactly how many people were involved. We do have a crew on scene, and we are working to get you some more information. So we will keep you updated online and at abc10.com and on late news tonight at 11. Also breaking tonight, there have been reports of 2 earthquakes back to back in Plumas County. We have preliminary reports saying that they are 4.8 and 4.9 magnitude. There has been no immediate reports of damage, but it was felt by people in Sacramento, Stockton, Reno, and Vacaville. We will continue to follow this for you. Again, you can always go to our website, abc10.com. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, it's Alex. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. The To The Point team and I love hearing from you, and I hope that you'll stay in touch. And don't forget, you can always email me and the team at tothepoint@abc10.com, or you can even send us a text message at 916-321-3310.